Hi, and welcome to College Planning Untangled, where we help families simplify the college planning process. I'm Kristin Clark. I'm a career exploration coach for 16 to 26-year-olds, and I'm here with Bobby Hood, our ACT and SAT guru. Bobby, I hear that you're in Kentucky this week.
I am, yep, visiting the parents and helping out.
Yeah, so today we're going to talk about what juniors in high school should be doing to prepare for college. It's that time of year again where we need to get parents up to speed on what they need to know.
Absolutely, yeah, it's that time. So yeah, this right after the, as we have the winter break and Christmas and all that, students start thinking about college, right? All the juniors start thinking about it, and it's time to start doing the work.
Yes, and this is when stuff starts to get real. This is when all the juniors start flapping and talking and, getting riled up about all this stuff.
Yeah, getting each other stressed, right?
Right. Now, here's what's happened before this for all the junior parents. We know that at school, they're telling your kiddo what they need to be doing for prep for college, and you're probably not finding out. So one of the things that I'm going to do, and it's in the notes too, but I'm going to put this in the comments. Here's our college planning timeline for you so that you will have this for moving forward throughout their senior year. And we'll go over what you should be thinking. Time frame. Here are the things that you should have already done. And that, start researching colleges, just get a lay of the land, who's out there. I always like to have you do the Clifton Strengths Assessment so that you can understand your child's strengths. Start looking at careers. I always like to start with careers first so that your child knows why they're going to college, if they need to go to college at all, based on what career they're looking for.
Absolutely.
Then, Bobby, we flip over to your side on the SAT, ACTs. What do you want to tell them about that they should have done?
Yeah. So, what happens is, some students are interested in SAT and ACT, from the earliest point, right? But then sometimes they're just not thinking about it. And so in the fall, you might have said, hey, what do you think about preparing for the SAT or ACT? And they'd say, oh, I don't care. But then you take the PSAT and you get these results back, right? And then once you've got your PSAT score, you're probably going to start getting letters from colleges, right? Just advertisements. Your mailbox is going to start filling up because after the PSAT, they've got your address, right? And so then students start talking to each other about their PSAT scores. They might have gotten somebody might have gotten a good score. And so then they're like, oh, now I'm going to apply to Yale. I'm going to apply to Harvard, blah, 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 right? And then other people didn't get a very good score. And so then they're discouraged, right? So it's time to actually start looking into it, right? And so what you'd like to do is have your score on the SAT or ACT in hand by June or July so that you can spend your summer visiting colleges, where you have a likelihood of getting in and all that. So you've got the ACT in February, April, June, July. And you've got SAT in March, May, June, and August. And so pick one of them, start preparing, take the test, probably plan on taking it twice in case you have a bad testing day.
And by the way,
and meet with me if you want to prepare.
Well, and by the way, don't do what the Clarks did and sign up ahead of time so you don't have to pay the penalty to sign up late.
Right. Absolutely. Right. Yep. And especially nowadays, seats fill up. And so if you wait until the last registration day, you're going to end up driving an hour, and it's already early enough in the morning, so yeah, nobody wants to drive an hour. You want to be able to take it at your local school and all that.
Yeah. So what we're saying is this is the season that you want to get those tests in, right?
Absolutely. Spring of junior year, you want to be done.
Okay. So get signed up for that now. Get on their websites, get signed up. You also want to be checking out what kind of scholarships are available out there so that your student can be filling out all the applications for scholarships because, guys, if you haven't figured this out yet, college is expensive. Okay?
Yep.
If you don't want to be paying for college, or at least the sticker price for college, then get out there and start looking at what scholarships are available. And when I say that, I mean your kid should be looking at what scholarships are available, not you. your kid. And by the way, there's this little thing called assured scholarships.
Yes.
Especially if your child is going out of state.
Right.
You can go to the college's website and they will tell you, based on your kids' grades and their test scores, what kind of money that they can get just right off the top if they have certain scores and certain.
Absolutely. I would say a large percentage of my tutoring students are students who came in and they went and they know the colleges they're applying to. And they say, this college, if I score a 29 on the ACT with my GPA, I'm going to get $80,000 or some crazy number. Right. And so that's absolutely a big part of it. Don't just assume that scholarships are just going to show up, and be aware that most colleges, especially the big state schools, they're just going to give you a number that if you get this, you're going to get a scholarship. And also, if you're going to, if you satisfy the thing to get a merit scholarship at the school, you're probably going to get in too. Right. So that's a good way to work through it. Right.
Well, yeah. And Bobby, you said that nonchalantly, but think about this. You're not doing that nail biting going, are they going to get in? Are they going to get in? If they're getting those scores, they're probably getting in. And I'll tell you, that's why my oldest son worked with Bobby, because he knew he needed a 32 on his SAT or his ACTs to get into Alabama, and he got a full academic ride.
Yeah, it's amazing. Right. So that's one of the big things. Yeah, for sure.
And Bobby, here's what I think is interesting about that. People will say, I need a good score on my ACT or SATs.
Yep.
What's a good score? A good score is that gets you X. So now you have something that you're shooting for. So to me, it gives your kid like a true number that they can be gunning for to get X instead
of yeah, absolutely. And it's important to consider that, you want to go to a college where you're going to be not, you don't want to be in the bottom quarter of the applicants. The college is going to be really hard, right? You don't want to go to a college that's going to be extremely, extremely challenging. You'd like to go to a college where you're above average. You get a scholarship, right? You'll have access to, like choosing your programs, honors program, all those sorts of things, right? That's where you'd like to be. Is you don't want to be the small fish in the big pond. You'd rather go to a college where you fit in with everybody and you academically have the same sort of, abilities as everybody else.
Absolutely. And then one last thing that I don't want to forget, this is the time too that your student is going to need to reach out to people to get recommendations from people around them, from their teachers, from their coaches, from the people that they work for. So right now, be brainstorming on who those people are. This would be a great time to get those Clifton Strengths Assessment, their reports, read through those and actually give those to the people that they're asking for recommendations, because it gives those people something different to write about. I got to tell you, a lot of these teachers, they're getting lots of requests for recommendations. If you can give them some little something to write about, they will be so thankful to you that, they have a cheat sheet for your kid to write about.
Yeah. So set that up, choose your recommendation letter writers before the end of the school year, give them the request and give them your CV, give them your, resume, and give them your Clifton Strengths so that they have something to write about. That'll make it so much easier for them to write letters, because it is a lot of work.
Yes. And again, go to the timeline that we put together, download that timeline. All of this information is on there. So you as a parent know what needs to happen each step of the way when you're planning for college. And next week, we'll be talking about what to do for your seniors. So
absolutely.
That's it.
That's great. All right. Yeah. And we'll continue talking about this because we need to talk about each of these things, recommendation letters. And as we get nearer to summer, we'll talk about essays. So yeah, just keep tuning in and we'll have all the things you need to make this all a little less intimidating and less complicated.
All right. Thanks, Bobby. We'll see you next week.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.